to Hearts of Britannia II, the second annual competition where we celebrate or, in some cases, despise the virtue of love. And we have lovely poems for you tonight. I'm going to be reading the ones for the devs that came in. I have one for Fire Lotus, for Chris, and for Lord British. We have Rustic Dragon and Amber Rain, of course, with us, and they'll be reading two of their own poems. Amber may, of course, decide to read more at the end, and that is her prerogative because she owns the show. I hope you're having all a blast at inside Port Phoenix at Woody's Tavern. Sorry that I couldn't join you in-game. We're having a lot of technical difficulties tonight, so we're a little bit behind. But how about I start it off with Joseph? I would like him to read his poetry first. He decided for 2, correct?
Indeed, I did. All right. Well, thank you, Holt. Hello, everybody. Rustic Dragon here. I'm happy and very, very privileged to be a part of Hearts of Britannia. From the Hearth of Britannia in shambles. That's awesome. I am moving in 15 days, so it is the purge and pack point of my moving process. So as you can see, the hearth is falling down around me, but that's okay. There indeed are 2 poems that were forwarded to me, and I would like to read them both because, in my opinion, they're not very long, and there's only 2. And this is pretty cool. And of course, I have no idea who wrote these. I have a feeling I know who may have written one of them, but you know, I'll keep that to myself. Alrighty. So, Holt, do I simply just read them and then and present them as they are, and then do I decide which one I like the best, or is that up for everyone else to decide?
No, you decide, because it is your heart that is being won over at this point, and you can read them in any style you like, theatrically or whatever, and don't worry about any mistakes. Just have fun with them.
Awesome. All right. Let's see. If anybody talks about pizza or a stuffed rainbow trout named Emilio, you're going to win. All right. Let's see what we got. All right. So I will be reading here, and all right. Let's see. Okay, so those are definitely 2. That's the line. Okay, so for Rustic Dragon, that's me. It takes an iron rear to sit upon a cactus, or otherwise many years of very painful practice. Wait, I'm sorry, that's Shel Silverstein. Anyway, I'll actually read now. Okay. For Rustic Dragon. In times like these, my mind should freeze, for that image of lick still makes people sick. Yet it is you that made it come true. From one simple pledge, we pushed you over the edge. Now we look at you with glee to see if you will hear our plea. You, dear dragon, are the one to make our thoughts come undone. We do miss you every day, with every green cloud that passes our way. You are the forefront of our thought. Thank you for the memories we've now got. Thank you. I enjoyed the cloud of green there. That seems very very apropos. All right. And for the second one, an ode to Rustic Dragon. Ode, the way that people pronounce the word old in southern Indiana. All right. Cooking up a storm in his kitchen, this humble giant among men. Aproned and wearing a puffy-sleeved top, only gives a damn now and then. This is true. The greatest Britannian event in history, he planned and executed himself. The hearth cabinet opens potions of all colors on the shelf. Lord British brought him to my attention early on, living the dream we all dream. He's our man on the inside, one of us, embedded with the dev team. Calm inner stillness mixed with extreme enthusiasm, licking heads and drinking whiskey, things, all of the things. Opening the hidden world, he is the key. sadly only heard on the radio once. His music selection flowed and unfurled, so bitter that he must leave us, sweet that he spent so much time and love on our world. For all your silliness, for all your dedication, for all your hard work, for your exquisite grace and abdication, I love you, Rustic Dragon.
Oh my goodness. Very well done to both of those.
I agree.
Now judge which swayed your heart.
I like the second one because it is, well, there was no fart reference that I know of, which, seems very
well, an
appropriate.
ode is like an odor.
This is true. An ode to Rustic's odor. I like the second one because it encompassed more of what the hearth is about. Because I've always stated many times, it's not about me; it's about the hearth and the community. So I really like that second one. That one makes me happy. Definitely an aproned and wearing a puffy sleeves top. That's very much me. And only giving a damn every now and then. I only have so much damn to give. I can't waste it frivolously.
Well, in the spirit of all this shall remain anonymous until a later date. A lot of them were, if I win, announce me. If I win, don't announce me. But I think that we'll announce and post the poems on the forums in the Hearts of Britannia thread a little later so that people can kind of enjoy the mystery of this secret Valentine's tradition that we try to cultivate with Hearts of Britannia, which incidentally, for those of you who missed it last year, Hearts of Britannia is a play on words for Hearth of Britannia. I think that even went over Joseph's head last year, but it's a tribute. So we're really, really happy to have you here with us tonight, Rustic, and as usual, you're kind of you saved the day, didn't you, with the whole Google Hangout thing? So
well, simple
excellent.
is best.
Simple is best.
Just do what's easy and what's familiar, and iron out the details for next time.
Well, the Avatars Radio did figure out their technical side, so we're on air as well as on Google Hangout, which I think is really cool because I didn't do any of that. Woo! I'm going to hand it over to Amber, who has 2 poems that she's allowed to say right now, and then choose the winner of. Okay, Amber, it's all yours.
Well, actually, before it jumps to Amber, I just want to say, hey, everybody out there on Avatars Radio, it's cool to be broadcasting on Avatars Radio again, even if it is not in the DJ seat. I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for your kind words, Holt, and I really, really hope that the person who wrote that poem is Tassilo.
We'll see. Amber.
All right, guys. Well, in the normal of everything, you're not getting to see me because I am radio and apparently very chaotic because I have a camera, brand new, but it's deciding it's temperamental just like me. So you get to see my spoon. On that front, I also want to thank everyone who participated in the second annual Hearts of Britannia competition. I got a bunch of them, and you have absolutely no idea how many places you all touched me, probably inappropriately. On that, I did pick 2 poems to read because I was told I couldn't pick any more, and so I'm going to read those. Yeah, this one actually, as soon as I read it, I knew that it had to be my winner. I'm going to go with my winner first, unlike Rustic, who went with his runner-up first. So, it's not titled. The moment I stepped into the shroud, I've struggled to say hello. Every time I go to sleep, I fall into a deep, wet dream. Oh, High Priestess, how you've captivated me so. I see your face and your knife at my groin, and I begin to scream. I anticipate you at every corner, losing all self-control. The day will come where I'll kill anyone who'll take you as a bride. Sweating all over, I put all my clothes on, and go for my nightly stroll. The shattered moon resembles my soul the moment I'll be denied. I fall into a heavy rage, watching those who falsely sway your heart. I shout out at the top of my lungs, Amber Rain! Your name echoes in the deep Ravenswood, and a wolf would nervously fart. Swinging and hacking all living creatures as they lay at my feet slain. I am not one to lose myself and be seen as a sadistic psychopath. I prefer to be the masochist and feel your chaotic wrath. That was my favorite one.
That is excellent and totally appropriate, isn't it?
The reason I actually liked that one is because they totally took that from Avatar's Chronicles, which I was in with about 30 other people, and that was like my favorite play I've ever done on stage yet. So, well, it wasn't on stage, it was on the radio, but still, it was fantastically writ. So, thank you, whoever did that one.
To the winner, who will remain anonymous for a time, so that we can enjoy the aura of mystery surrounding love, secret love. Desire. Go ahead with your second.
My second one?
Yeah.
I'm going to say it was hard to pick this one. Like, those two were kind of even. If I could have had 2 first places, I would have. But I can't. So I got this one for my runner-up. Battle of Hearts for High Priestess Amber Rain. When the wolf pack closed in, silent growling fast, my heart beat on bravely, their hearts beat their last. When the dragon swooped down, patient breathing flame, my heart held strong steady, it can't say the same. I have wagered my heart against countless foes. My heart goes on pumping, my blood, it still flows. They keep coming for me, endless weary fight, to take my heart forever, to end the cold night. Yet the priestess I love, pretty Lady Amber Rain, makes my heart skip beating when I hear her name. It's a battle I'd lose, sadly certain death. I would, at her request, hand her my last breath. I like that.
Yes, the whole idea of dying for you is extremely noble in a kind of morbid way.
That one really touched my heart the most, but the other one had to win because it said fart.
Very near and dear to my heart as well.
All right.
So if the person who wrote my poem, the winning poem for me, is willing to disclose who they are, I'm happy to mail that winner. Actually, I'll mail both winners because there were only 2 people that wrote to me. I'm happy to mail both people who decided to write a poem for me. A set of Hearts of Britannia Virtue cards, Legends of Ultima cards, and of course a really cool-looking Hearts of Britannia decal.
Wow. Well, good job on the people who decided to write Rustic Dragon. Smart heads on their shoulders.
Yeah, I mean, just seriously, like, flattery gets you everywhere. I give you all my stuff when I move out, so...
He really does.
That's great. Well, I have a couple to read. I'm going to allow Fire Lotus to record hers later, like the Stephen and Star did last year, if she'd like to, because she couldn't join us tonight, unfortunately. She is dancing, and that is totally a cool way to spend a Friday night before Valentine's Day, you know, for those of us who have someone to dance with a moment. There was one that came in that I found particularly interesting, and I'm going to read this one because it's actually to all the devs, and it begins thusly. Andy and Finn are handsome, Dallas and Chris are smart, Justin is so popular with the players, Stephen and Hutch make great art, Tass has an epic mustache, Joseph's tongue work leaves a mark, Bob and Abe create places for us to play, but only one man holds my heart. Burning Toad, I will sing your name aloud. Burning Toad, Ken's the greatest squee frog and proud. Joachim's smooth the ladies, star makes amber blush so pink, 'tis true.
Pink.
B, B is the strong, silent type, so many adore, and Tracy writes stories to make us think. The crowd can have Richard the populist. Rick keeps us up to date. Scott Jennings is the puppet master, but one man I'd snap up before it's too late. Burning Toad, I will sing your name aloud. Burning Toad, Ken's the greatest squee frog and proud. So that's a nice one that kind of mentions everyone.
That made me happy.
a little outside, yeah, a little outside of the box, but I'm not the kind to, not appreciate things that are original. We have. Oh, sorry, Amber?
I was just going to say that because I liked so many of the poems, what I'm going to be doing, although not as wonderful as what Rustic does, because I have nothing to send you, so he's like getting rid of everything.
Well, you can mail someone your new camera that doesn't work.
Right? I could. Yeah, here, you want a new LifeCam camera? You can have it. But no, I'm going to be recording each one of the poems that I got, every single one of them, and I am going to have them hosted not only on thecaverns.net, but I'm also going to be airing them on the radio for everyone to be able to hear. And if you're willing to let me know who you are, you will be getting accredited to that on the radio as well.
Cool. Oh, exposure. And these poems were good. I really liked them. Now, I have another one. This is for Chris Spears. And I felt that this one really moved me in the sense that it had a kind of higher love to it. It begins, my vision, I feel it. It is there. When I reach out as far as I can, then I feel it. For it is there, at my fingertips. The future world which my vision holds. It is there at my fingertips. Just need to reach further, then I will grasp it and hold it firm, not let it go. The future world which my vision holds, just a little more, just a little further, for it is there, for I can see you build it. The future world which my vision holds, next to me thousands stand, with their visions in their minds and their visions in their hands, backing you to make it right, together with you through any fights for the future world which our visions hold. An excellent poem of love for something higher than just one person, a vision that we all as a community love, and that Chris Spears pioneers with many of the devs in bringing to fruition. So, finally, for Lord British, we have one here. Lord British did wander over hill and dale, exploring ever for the lost hidden vale. His eyes began to close from loss of sleep, and he missed the soft braying of little sheep. When his eyes opened, wide in shock, he found himself among a young lass's flock. The young lass laughed with a hearty tone. "My dear lord," she said, "why wander alone? 'Tis a journey of the heart's purpose that I wander until I find the surface of the hidden veil lost long ago." "You silly lord," she said with a grin, "you've been sleeping in it, and it's deep within. Your heart was right to lead you to me, for I have needed a friend and some glee." So Lord British and the fair shepherdess have begun to wander without distress, for with the maiden sheep close at hand, they made the funniest little band. And I thought that was extremely sweet. I've had many experiences in the Hidden Vale that were simple and yet dear to my heart, and I can picture Lord British wandering, just as any of us having these little moments and encounters with others, even the lowly shepherdess. Now, there is a roast. It is clearly marked as a roast. It is to our dear Duke Violation, and it says, "Again the sun rises, again the sun rises, another day without you, another day without knowing, another smile made untrue. The day's bright ascension, blinding sorrow with tasks, a searing light of activity, memories hidden by this mask. Till the day's bitter end when thoughts of you return, dark of night steadies thoughts, ceasing the day's numbing burn. Thoughts of how you laughed, thoughts of your wit so outshone me, of how your gratitude always found its way to the lowly, the tears drowning your departure and heralding your return, and of course the uncertainty, if for me you's tilt yearn. So each night I will wait with a loyalty so true, until again the sun rises, another day without you." Ah, a sad one, or bitter perhaps.
It didn't
But-
seem very roasty.
Well,
No, it was missing the roast.
you're missing the roast. Well, maybe it was a little bit subtle, a little bit personal, who knows. But it was the one he received, so I chose to read it. I had hoped that for Duke Violation to join us here tonight. He wasn't able to, but I'm happy that someone took the time to write him a little something anyway. So, I have one last thing before my part here is done, and that is a poem that is the closing ceremony poem, like I did last year. I recently composed a song for a couple who met in Shroud of the Avatar, and they are deciding to get married in an in-game ceremony. I think Amber is familiar with the couple I'm speaking of. Now, so many of us, including Amber, have met people online. And I wrote a poem long ago about that. And I think that maybe in the spirit of Valentine's Day and being online, it's appropriate to close out with. And then I'll hand over to Amber again. So, it begins. "My friend, I met her in the air. We dwell there. In formless freedom of imagined space, long she's been without a face, but in my dreams. And how phantasmal must her angel breathing seem to me, a man who but longs to feel her voice, yield upon his eyes unworthy to behold, that trace of lines along her skin, those fold, caress the sheath of such a brilliant mind, that ever in this vast beyond I can find, that binds me to her faith. So love me not in this life nor the last, nor forever in the moments that have passed, but love me for the hope we give away to one another as we dance and play, eternally henceforth that is endlessly now ours, always friends and more, my love, I pray. I can only long one dreamlike kiss, for you are truly what a woman is. Instead I'll wait as many lives I must, and in that you, my sweet, can trust, that we will meet some day, and know that things were meant to be just so, in a field aged by ancient groves, with sunlight filtering down on us, as we walk first slowly towards one another, and break into a run, formless, free. My friend, I know her well. I met her in the air. We dwell there. And if not as Helen, nor as James, then surely by some other names." And that is that for me. I hope you all enjoyed Hearts of Britannia. I hope you're all partying it up. I hope you're talking to the ladies, you guys out there. I hope you ladies are dancing. Woody, I hope you're serving up lots of drinks. I I was talking about Kiera and Roper. I'm giving them a shout out. Roper messaged me a few weeks ago explaining that he wanted the Poets Circle to join them at the ceremony, and I felt like one-upping him and composing him a wedding song, which was just, random composition, but these are the types of little acts that we do in the virtue of love. Now I'm going to hand it over to Amber, and she'll close out for us.
All right. Great. Yay! Okay, I'm actually really nervous here because I don't do this whole Google Hangout thing. So if I actually mess up the words earlier to one of them, I promise on the next recording it will actually come out. Sweat dreams, not wet dreams. But I do have one more that actually I had a first place, had a runner-up. I have, like, how do you call it, the one that's above the first place winner? I don't know if that was allowed, but I did it anyway because I don't follow rules. Rules are for throwing out the window. And so
that's cool.
I have one that was meant to be the top. And I'm going to close out with that one. Is it a fool's errand to lavish praise on one whose heart is already won? Undoubtedly in most cases, save perhaps for just this one. When the target of this affection is the chaotic priestess Amber Rain, unpredictably is the norm. The only guarantee is a bit of legerdemain. While courtly romance may not be my aim with my stilted rhyme, I will praise her just the same, for doting on her is no great crime. Convincing the masses to embrace chaos may be how she uses her talents, but even knights and lords devoted to order must see the need for balance. Some mistake her devotion to chaos as a heart filled with darkness, but they have never stared deep into the maelstrom and found catharsis. To her, order and structure are merely forms of awful tyranny, but in her is warmth, passion, conviction, decency, and sincerity. If these halting verses fail to make my Lady Amber Rain swoon, then my painful disgrace will be as if my heart were cut out by a spoon. That is my favorite over all of them.
Oh, we had so many good ones, and last year it was the same thing. So tough to choose, and we did decide not just to pick one, but to, read many. But we can't read them all. Sometimes things must end well, and they have tonight, I think. The party will go on. I hope that there's lots of love music lined up, Amber.
It could be. We're going to be talking to Woody. He gets to do all that. I don't do the love thing.
You don't do the love thing.
Not at all. Just because I'm getting married doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything.
I don't have to actually love him to marry him, do I? No, I'm just kidding.
The love to hate or the hate-love relationship is fine too, right? So I've actually got to book it. I have to go. Yeah. Thank you all for tuning in. It's a real honor. I'm really, really grateful to Avatars Radio and Rustic Dragon. I'm a figurehead who has done a show last year, and love composing music for Shroud of the Avatar, but really, like, when it came down to it, hooking up the Hangout and then, patching the Hangout through Avatars Radio, I have to owe it to my two other guests here. They've done an excellent job. They've went out of their way for this to happen, and all I have is, a humble bard's thanks that we were able to pull it off, because I really feel that the virtue of love is one of the prime virtues of creation. So that's my spiel. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Indeed, it was my pleasure. For those of you out there that are listening on Avatars Radio that can't see, that you're not watching us, please note that as a last-minute technical what's the word? Lunge towards technical salvation. This hangout is hosted in my web space on my channel, YouTube. So youtube.com/therusticdragon, or if you Google Hearts of Britannia YouTube. So it's not going to be hosted under Holt's space or Amber space. It's hosted under my space if you want to watch this again in the future. Does anybody else have any parting words before I end our stream?
I have just to say thank you to everyone once again for all of the amazing poems. Not a single one did not touch me in some way. They were all remarkable, and I did get a lot of them. So thank you to each one. And I also want to put this out there on the table. If Rustic Dragon ever decides he wants to come back and DJ on the radio, the playground door is always open to you.
Well, we'll see. It may happen from Thailand. Alrighty, so this concludes, I believe, Hearts of Britannia II, the second annual poetry competition. Thank you all for your entries, and I had a blast. We'll see you in game, and have fun out there in New Britannia. Night, guys.